ShartimusPrime, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking back hits, Subscribe, don't want to talk about that.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Transformers action figure review on a 2-in-1 video of the Transformers Generations Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Dinobot Slug and Dinobot Swoop. If you're trying to pick these up, you can get them at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
I really like the packaging art over here. These look really cool. I actually already opened up the Slug right over here. But you can see on the back we get some product shots, and then there's a read-up on Slug. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. Then here's Swoop on the back with a slightly different design. You can see he has a G1 toy color of red right there in the center and the translucent beak, but this one has the gold beak, and we have blue on the front. But anyway, there's a read-up for Swoop. If you want to read it, pause it now. And then there's not much more on the bottom of these, so let's get to it and crack these things open. And here's Swoop and Slug out of the packaging, and you can clearly see that I have Swoop on a clear Figma stand ported into the bottom of the figure, which is very good. We have 2 ports at the bottom of that figure, and I really like these 2 pieces. I'm actually pretty happy with them. I do have some minor gripes, and I will say they're fairly minor, but I really do like them a lot. They come with some accessories, so let's get a closer look at those, and then we'll get a closer look at these Dinobots. So we get a trading card with each of these figures, and I do like the trading cards. They look pretty cool. Very nice artwork right there for Swoop and Slug. Don't say Slag, because that's a bad word. I remember first hearing that in an Offspring song. The song Smash, it's my favorite Offspring song, you know. I don't slag no one, I don't even judge. But anyway, on the back it says Loyal Guardian who fiercely defends allies, and then for the Swoop it says forces devices to help others fly, and it says it in multiple languages right over there. And then I guess we get these symbols for the Prime Masters, which I'm not really, really big on, but yeah, cool trading cards. And then each figure comes with its own combiner limb piece. I guess these are going to be hands, so you can see that we get with some spikes right over here. And in this video, I am going to skip the transformations to the limbs. I do have a Grimlock on the way, big thanks to Alfonso, so I will be doing the combiner Volcanus whenever that gets completed. So I'll show the transformations for the limbs when I do that video, but yeah, these are pretty cool. You could fold them in right over there, or you could fold the hands in or the thumbs in. You could take the thumbs off. You could fold this up as you'd like. One thing I've done is I've had this set up so that the port's facing downward and the fingers are out. And I can go ahead and plop this on the very top of the Slug figure, so that doesn't really look too cool to me. I'm not a big fan of that, so probably not going to use that for a display option. Or you could put one on top of Swoop right over here. Whoop, there goes Swoop's weapon. But you can see we get these tabs that stick up right there. And then you get these slots on the very top, the rectangular shaped slots, and then you could just port that on top of Swoop, and that actually looks a lot better. And getting into Swoop's weapon, he does have a sword, which I'm very excited about. I like this a lot, so I'm very stoked to see this. You can see we have 2 different ports right over there. One thing I like to do as for his Dino mode is I kind of like to wedge it right in between his legs over here so it looks like a tail, I think the G1 figure had that, right? I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't have a G1 Swoop, but I'm pretty sure you're able to do that with that figure. And then Slug comes with his own gun right over here, and you could port this on the top of the figure if you'd like, and there's a port on the bottom of his chin right there, so if you want to do that, chin cannon, pow, eat chin, Decepticreeps. Getting a closer look at Swoop over here and looking at this design, I mean, it's very reminiscent to the G1, and I love the amount of details that we're getting in the sculpt. I love how the wings came out on this. Oof, man, I really dig it quite a bit. Love that we get some black mixed up here on the top, change things up some. Nice details. These legs don't port in as securely as I'd like them to. We get the little Swoop tootsies right there. There's the underbelly of the figure. You can see the 2 ports where you could put a stand. I believe you could fit an SH Figuarts stand in there too. You won't fit a Mafex stand in there though. And I just really love how the head came out on this guy. I think that's great, and I love that we have the Autobot symbol on the very top. We get the translucent plastic with the gold underneath. There is jaw articulation on this guy, so you can pick that open. You can see he has his teeth and everything, so that's very cool. We also get wing articulation, so you can move the wings up and down. and down that far. You could also fold them inward right over here too. It's mostly due to transformation, but hey, it's another display option. And you can move the feet up and down if you'd like, but again, these untab a lot easier than I'd like them to. And Slug looks great also. I really like how the Slug came out. I think he has a bit of an underbite though, you know, like he has this jaw articulation, and again, it's mostly just due to the transformation, and it looks kind of funny looking, like he has a big underbite. So even though he has that jaw movement, I prefer to keep his mouth closed. Nice red paint right there for the eyes. Again, we're getting the translucent plastic with the gold plastic underneath, so you can see his horn right there. You get rotation on these horns. Nice Autobot symbol on the very top, and I like how the crest came out on this guy. Looks very good. I really like this metallic silver plastic that they're using for these figures. You know, it just looks great to me. I'm very pleased with it. Very nice looking Slug. You get the ports and everything up at the top. On the tail right over there, we get that same translucent plastic with the gold. There's the underbelly of Slug. And then for articulation, I already talked about the horns. You can't really move the head side to side, which I wish you could do. You can move it up a little bit due to transformation, but that's really about it. You get arms that, or the front legs move forward. You can move them outward a bit. You get rotation at the bicep. It bends at the elbow right there, or the knee anyway, because it's a leg. And then the hind legs have rotation moving forward and back. And due to transformation, you can move it back like that, but that's really about it. Now, my biggest gripe with these figures is that they are deluxe class figures. I really wish we had gotten Voyager class figures, and then the Grimlock would have been a leader class figure. But anyway, measuring out the height of Slug right there, you can see he's not even 3 inches high. And same thing with the Swoop, he's just under 2 inches. But for the wingspan of Swoop, it's at about 8 inches across, so I think that's pretty sweet. And then for a comparison, we have Slug and Swoop compared to their SDCC exclusive movie versions with the G1 colors. And I love these vac metaled out Dinobots over here, but you can see the STCC movie figures are a little bit larger, especially with the Swoops over here. I mean, wow, yeah, huge difference over there. And these are Slug and Swoop next to the G1 Slag figure, and we have the Swoop that came with the Legends class Bumblebee, I think. This is just a tiny little Swoop right over there. And then for your G1 comparison, I still need a G1 Swoop. If anyone has one for sale, I'll buy it off you. Doesn't need to have all the weapons or anything. Like this guy has a super loose jaw, and I think I'm missing his sword. But anyway, looking at these two side by side like this, I think they look very cool. I think this is very accurate. Even the color gray looks very accurate over here. You know, they have the translucent areas more or less in the same exact spots. So I think this is pretty great. Yeah. And then here's the two figures next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man, and you can see how long the Spider-Man figure is compared to these two other figures right here. Not looking too bad. So we get some pretty easy transformations for these figures. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Okay, so first we're going to untab the two tabs that go into these two portions of the figure. So it's just going to split in half like that. And then we're going to split the tail. And then we're going to move each tail piece down. And then swing these out over here. And swing that out over there. And then swing this whole piece down. Get this leg out of the way. Swing that down. And then move this up. Turn this in. Rotate again. And put that right into the leg. Do the same thing on this side. Get that out of the way. And then get... Ooh, wait. Uh-oh, Chartimus, you messed up. God damn it, Chartimus. Okay, get these pieces out and down. These are going to act as heel spurs. Okay, and then we could swing and put this in and put that in right there. And then take this piece and fold this up right so. And then I like to have this up so that the bottom of the feet are facing upward. That's just my preference. And I think that's how the official transformation is supposed to be too, right? Because we get this little tab right here on the side, and it seems to fit right into that little piece on the side right over here. See what I'm pointing at right there? Anyway, on the very top, you get these hands that you can pull out from right now, and pull that out from right there. And then you can just flip this down, and that will be Slug. And the transformation for Swoop is pretty easy as well. You take us away, Bumblebee. Good job, Bumblebee. So we're going to detach this whole portion right here, and then these are going to swing out, and we're going to fold the feetsies going this way. Oh, I forgot. Nope, they're just going to stay straight down and just collapse on to the front right there. And then we have feet for the robot mode that come down right now. And then we have the arms that can move outward. And we're going to go ahead and pull the hands out, go over here, and pull the hand out like that. It has a little tab for you so that you can grab it with your fingernail. And then this whole piece right here is going to move forward. And then we're going to actually try to get this whole thing back and then hinge. There's a hinge right here. You can see that metal pin. That's what's going to move forward, and then the beak will recess into the chest cavity right over there. And then we could fold the wings, and now we have both Dinobots in their robot modes. And I think both of these robot modes look fantastic. I really like how they look with their weapons too. And I'm glad to see the sword right over there with Swoop. Kind of wish Slug had a sword, but man, I think these both look fantastic. So let's get a closer look. So here's looking at the Slug head sculpt. I love how we get a little bit of that shimmery effect with the black plastic right here. Nice clean red paint for his eyes. And comparing it to the G1 head sculpt, you can see they are a bit different, but you could also see some similarities in there. But I really like how this guy came out. He has that big hole right over there, which I don't truly fully understand exactly what this is for. It might have to do with the combiner mode, but yep, you get that port right over there. On the back he has a port, that's where I put his gun at the moment. My biggest gripe with this robot mode is the lack of wings. I need my Dinobots to have wings, and why can't you just slap it? Well, I guess you need the weapon storage, but I mean, I really would have liked to have the wings. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal, you know, it doesn't ruin the figure, but I just like that look, and I just keep wanting to just pull these out right here, but no, it's not going to happen. We get a lot of sculpted lines throughout on the limbs, and the torso looks fantastic as well. It's my new favorite word, fantastic. But we get nice gunmetal right over here. Fantastic gunmetal. Ooh. But yeah, I really do like that. And again, I really like the gray. So not a whole lot of new as far as looking at the legs right over here. You can see the back right there, you know, fills in pretty nicely. And then there's a little port over there in the culito. I have the Figma stand right here that worked earlier, so you could put it right there, which I don't think is for porting. This one looks like it is for porting, but no, it doesn't really fit anything in there, so kind of a weird place for a hole. Well, I guess, you know, Dinobots need to poop too. Now, we don't get the greatest articulation in the world, but I still like it. You need to stick your thumb inside his face right over here to get his head looking left and right. Just a little weird to do, but not that hard, man. Really, not at all. So you can't get him looking left and right. He won't really look up and down, though. Shoulders move outward. You can rotate a 360. You get a bicep swivel. You get a single jointed elbow. And we don't get any wrist articulation aside from folding in due to transformation. We do get a waist swivel right here. Hips move outward pretty far. You can get him kicking forward and back. Upper thigh cut, single jointed knee that does not meet 90 degrees, and that is it. And then here's looking at Swoop. Swoop. And then he has a great head sculpt as well. I really do like those bright blue eyes. Looks really good. I love how the face came out. I like how the beak rests on there, and I really like this torso. I hope Takara releases a version that's just red. I don't know. It'd be cool to see two different versions, but I like having the blue version. I love my G1 cartoon. Then we get a lot of sculpted lines right over here. We get some teal right there. A nice bright metallic sheen to it. Again, the wings look great. I'm trying to fold them in as much as possible. In the G1, you know, they collapse totally backwards, but yeah, that's kind of close. Then here's looking at the legs. Again, not looking too bad. He has these big old flat feet, kind of remind me of duck feet just a little bit, but you know, not a whole lot to complain about. Then he does have Gulo weapon storage, so that smaller port, you could use that, you know, to plug right into the very back right over there, but a Figma stand will not fit in there. Oh, yeah. Figma stand does fit in there. Oops, sorry. So you can get this guy flying around, as he should. You know, he is Swoop. He's a pterodon. But yeah, you could also, you know, give him a tail. You can see the combiner port right there. Not looking too shabby. And then for Swoop, you can move his head not up at all or down at all, really. It just kind of wobbles forward and back. But you do get side-to-side movement right now. And then you get shoulders that move outward, and then they rotate not a full 360 because the wings get in the way. But they could if the wings weren't there. You could also shift these wings outward. I didn't mention that. So you can get them moving out like that if you'd like. And then you get a rotation at the bicep up there. You get a single jointed elbow. And again, just, you know, hinging into storage mode for the transformation for the wrists. You get a swivel right over here. The beak does get in the way, so you kind of want to move it forward before you start moving that side to side. And then he does have hips that move outward. And he will kick forward and back. He has an upper thigh cut, single jointed knee that does bend in more than 90 degrees, and then his ankles can move up and down. And he does have these two ports over here in the very front. One thing I wanted to mention is that I guess you could store this weapon right in there if you wanted to when he was in pterodactyl mode, but yeah, I didn't really like how that looked so much, so I just put it right in between the legs. Ooh, that's what he said. And then to measure out the height of these two figures while in their robot modes, you could see that Slug is just a tiny bit taller than Swoop. You can see he's just over 6 inches, and then Swoop is just under 6 inches. If you look at the top of their heads, though, not including that crest or the horns, you can see that Slug is actually significantly taller than Swoop, which I like. And then comparing these figures again to the SDCC exclusive G1 colored movie figures, we have Slug and Swoop compared to Slug and Swoop. And it's kind of funny that both of these guys are actually shorter than these Generations Power of the Primes figures because, you know, it's kind of funny. The Dino modes looked obviously larger, so it's kind of interesting. Then here's our Power of the Primes figures compared to the G1 Slag, and then we have that little Swoop down there. I need to get on eBay and start hunting for a G1 Swoop. It's the only one I need. Why haven't I done that yet? And then here they are next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So again, my biggest gripe with these figures is their size. I just wish they were bigger. They're Dinobots. I feel like they should be taller than your average deluxe class figure, but I do like them. I like the articulation on them for the most part, especially the Swoop. I do like the articulation on the Swoop. Actually, if I was going to have a preference between these two, I do like the Swoop more than the Slug figure, but I still think they're very good. I can't wait to get the Grimlock. I will be doing a P.O. Box pickups video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know which one of these two you prefer out of the two of them. Let me know what you think of the review. If you want to see more ShartimusPrime videos, hit that subscribe button as well as hitting the notification bell to ensure that my videos pop up in your feed. And I gotta give a big thank you to all these people over here for supporting this YouTube channel. And I'm gonna give an especially big thank you to Cam Loops, Riley, Matt, Mason, Miguel, and Robert for being the first patrons of 2018. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you're interested in helping making it possible that I keep posting these videos on the daily and you want to help support, check out the Patreon account, link in the description below. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it will be over at ShartimusPrime.net, and don't forget to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links in the description, and I will catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.